Alright, summation of the council meetings from, I think, May 4th and the 18th. I think those are the dates. So we'll hit the May 4th first, of course, because that came first. That meeting started with discussion, presentation by this insurance provider. They had to do this hour seminar, and we saved $500 or $600 because we save, well, I don't know, $100 in each person insured on the council. And it's basically just informing them that there's ways to minimize the risk to your employees and to reduce how much you have to pay in workman's comp and all this other stuff. So yeah, just make sure the people that are working for you aren't jerks and idiots and morons and don't do stupid things like run themselves over with their own truck. And so yeah, it was good stuff. I mean, gave some percentages. Apparently a lot of volunteer firemen dropped dead of a heart attack. Probably they ought to do something to fix that. Because maybe, it's cholesterol, things, there's ways of knowing when somebody's at risk, and maybe we should know before paying out a benefit to people who basically, are going to drop dead anyway, whether they're at a fire or not. But anyway, moving on. Girl Scouts presented made some sort of request to the council, some sort of cooperation so they can make some sort of walking brochure of the town, some historical bibble-babble brochure, and fine, whatever. I mean, history's nice. I think there is some stuff like that out there already, but why don't you just do something on the website? You don't need a printed brochures and all this other stuff. Yeah, do something with technology. It's the technology age. But whatever. So the town will probably give them some money to do whatever it is they're going to do, or some cooperation or grant money or something. All right, then with the big consumer of time in the meeting was the consultant provided her report, regarding the cell tower technology issues and about using these distributed networks through the fiber optics. It was not a terrible report. I mean, it's cost like $7,000, so I don't know if we're going to get $7,000 worth from this person, because it wasn't exactly, just do this and your ball's rolling kind of thing. It was just more kind of, well, maybe, possibly, could be, maybe, somehow, maybe, blah, blah, blah kind of stuff. Again, a real glaring gap, as the council pointed out, was she hadn't looked at the coverage gap that has to be accounted for, that this is excuse for building the huge tower, and that it is a limited range that we have to cover, and that maybe because of that circumstance, even if it is a little more expensive to do this distributed networky thing, it might work out if it's only, you're talking about a half square mile or something. So anyway, still not really, I mean, it was more information, but it wasn't really enough information for the town to be able to say, yes, let's go ahead and try to get this thing rolling, because they really got to get rolling fast if they're going to undo the tower that's already in process. So anyway, then there was the ordinance passed regarding the brush pickup. So what you can basically do is you call the public works guy and can make an appointment for him to come, and they'll chip your brush, on the roadside. So you can only have it out there for a maximum of 7 days, but I guess as a courtesy you want to try to optimize and try to get your brush out there exactly when the DPW guys are going to be showing up. Yeah, but it's really good. It's progress. So now you can get brush chipped and disposed of. No leaves, but just brush, and up to 6-inch logs, which is pretty good. Alright, so what else? Blue Diamond, I got the bulk pickup contract. The administrator said they negotiated a better deal, they got a better price, but I still think they're overpaying. I mean, I think it'd be nice if we went to a couple of trash pickup days a year again, because it's all kinds of little crap that you collect. Don't really fit in the can. It's not really big, heavy brush. I mean, bulk items. Here on Ironia Road, you put out a bulk item, it sits out there for at least a week before they even notice it's there to get picked up. So I don't think it's really a great deal. I mean, I like the old days where, yeah, okay, so for a couple of weeks out of the year there's a pile of crap on the road. But it was nice to be able to get rid of everything at once. Alright, so then there was discussion about the states changing The governor is taking some money out of some sort of fund that ends up going to training costs for volunteer EMS, emergency service people. And the town is arguing, well, at least one of the council members who used to be the president of the volunteer rescue people thingy, is saying that, oh, well, this is horrible, the state should be subsidizing this, and it just seems kind of silly. It's a local service. Why should it be subsidized on the state level? I mean, these are the same Republicans who gripe about every other state subsidy or state control, and yet they want state money for a volunteer service that doesn't really apply to, I mean, a lot of bigger towns have to, you know, foot the bill for professional services, and you know, that's just the way it is, and so they get nothing from this money. So why should it just, you know, this is not the ideal circumstance for state financing. It should be locally financed, and then we should decide how much we're going to pay for it, how much we're going to subsidize it. And if we had to go to a semi-professional thing, well, yeah, then the town could pick up half, and the person that is getting rescued pick up half the cost. But whatever, there has to be some sort of arrangement. But it really doesn't matter what pocket you're picking here. I mean, state money doesn't come from, you know, Mars or something. It comes out of the same pockets, people. So it just seems like a real bogus argument, especially coming from, you know, extreme Republicans. You know, but that's the whole thing. The town's basically run by these, you know, EMS and fire and baseball pastime club members in the Catholic Church, right? But whatever. Apparently they might be paving Kings on Tuesday. So if you're listening to this and it ain't Tuesday yet, like May, I don't know, 25th or something like that, 6th, whatever, the day after the holiday. So be ready for that. I mean, I would imagine they'll be paving half at a time, so you can still use the parking lot, but who knows? It might get really gnarly. So that was it for that meeting. How much time do I got left? Still good, might have enough. So the other meeting was pretty short. So the next meeting, the budget was proposed, couldn't be finalized because it's waiting on state approval, because, you know, the state randomly scrutinizes local budgets every 3 years or so. So this just happened to be our year where we get scrutinized, blah, blah, blah. Somebody in the public comments portion of that ordinance, though, the budget, did bring up cop salaries and how much expensive it is, and it's, you know, although the overall budget's only a 3.5% increase, not including the schools budget, I don't think, the local budget, which is way down from what the usual 10% it's been the last few years. Still, the cops are, you know, they just got a new contract, guaranteed 4% increases per year. The council basically just skirted the issue and said, well, we negotiated, you know, aggressively and went to mediation and this and that and the other thing, but, you know, this is nonsense. Cops are way overpaid. You know, the average cop after 2 years in this town is making $100,000 with salary and benefits. They get these weird-ass working hours, you know, 3 days on, 4 days off, 12-hour shifts. And then they do overtime after a 12-hour shift. Come on, makes sense. You know, you got to do some sleeping in there. So we're paying them to sleep in their car, apparently. But whatever. It just sounds like a pile of crap to me. The attorney mentioned some item. Apparently the Kings, people who owns the whole mall, or just the Kings, whatever, were not satisfied that they're doing work that they promised to be doing quick enough, and so the lawyer had some executive session with the council to plot their strategy to force them to do more work quicker or some kind of bullshit. All right, the council members did mention the mayor, I think, the town website, and it is finally available. It is accessible, the new website, and it's kind of a clunker. So I'll probably do a whole video just on the website, just navigating around it. But yeah, it's pretty weak in a lot of departments. So whatever it was, 6 months in the building, $7,000. Well, there was the bank issue. The bank donated $5,000, which the attorney, and after 3 weeks of putting off the issue, I mean 3 meetings, is finally apparently going to provide a memorandum at the next meeting, explaining the legality of banks making donations, banks we do business with, to the town. But anyway, $7,000. It is not a $7,000 website, and you know, $2,000 more every year to maintain it, and it's pretty thin, pretty weak. So that's enough. And I'm under time, so yeah. I really should have. Let's see if there's any other town news. Yeah, this should, the mud hole really looks like crap without the tree. I don't know. They still haven't explained exactly why that tree had to go. Even if it was dying or dead, it still looked okay. It was something, Now they get these, they should have planted some new trees while the old tree was still there, and let it fall apart, and then the old trees could have caught up by the time it was really done. So anyway, but that's kind of disappointing. A mud hole without the tree is, it is missing something. So there, a little extra. I have another 20 seconds. I could add some more extras, but I won't bother. Yeah, I don't know if there's any other town news. Lots of buzzards flying around. I did notice that. We're becoming the buzzard capital of New Jersey or something. So anyway, that's all, folks.